Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and thems and theys, to the podcast Daddy Variety Show, the show that has no rhyme or reason, just things in season. Now, here's the host with a wiener to match his demeanor, the podcast Daddy.
So I see that the TikTok ban is starting to come around again. I think banning an app, whether, and mind you, I'm one to not stand up for TikTok. I do agree when people say that, oh, this has been detrimental to us as a society. It has dropped our attention span to far below the bottom fucking line. Like, we can't pay attention to anything without there being a video of a mobile game below it or clips being played right under it so you can pay attention to what the entire video is saying. TikTok is an absolute hellhole, but I think banning this website and banning this app is a terrible fucking idea. It is awful. Now you might say, well, if you're gonna start this video off by saying, oh, this is a bad idea to do, and you're just shitting on it the entire time, why do you say that this is a bad idea? I say this is a bad idea because this is the start of banning free speech on the internet. Now, we're beginning to have an issue of free speech on the internet being banned as it is, such as Twitter users, Facebook users, Instagram users not being able to post what they want to post online. But banning TikTok is definitely a different breed of banning stuff. Because on X, you can make a tweet and you can say whatever you want. You can post whatever you want. The Palestine-Gaza thing happening, anything that's going on, you can make a post about it. But most people will go on there and be like, "Oh, it's computer generated. It's it's failing." So you kind of take it with a grain of salt. But when it comes to TikTok, it is right then, right there. You record a video, you can upload it to your account, and it'll be fact. And the government, not only the U.S. government, but any government that deals that the app is still allowed in, they are terrified to keep this thing running because they know if they let the app keep running and they keep it open, then they are just going to have to deal with the consequences of the actual truth being out there. Because I remember there was a senator who was openly saying some very heinous and racist remarks, like he was making them, and somebody recorded it and posted it on TikTok, and it blew up, and he just got dragged through the fucking mud. And this is why they are so adamant about banning TikTok. And I think it was 2 years ago. They tried doing it beforehand, and I guess they thought that everybody was going to be behind them. Like, they thought everybody was going to be like, yeah, ban this fucking app. Ban it to the ground. Burn it to the ground. There's no need for this. There's no need for this to be open and available to everybody. It really should not be available to everybody. I 100% agree with that. I think you should at least, that goes back to the social media thing of you should at least be 18 before you get on the internet because your brain doesn't need to be confuculated by this hellscape of an internet. But hey, that's me. But they were so they thought that everybody was going to be behind them when it came to this. They thought, oh, we're going to have the entire population rally against us because TikTok is such a bad app. No, everybody dragged their names through the mud because we understand why you're wanting to do it. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this to save the population. We know you don't want to do that. We know the only reason that you are oh so afraid of having this app banned is because you know that we can use it to put out bullshit lies. When the Roe v. Wade thing got canceled, I seen so many videos of the docs of public officials that voted against it, like full on docs, like name, address, schedules, like full on whole life docs. And I just thought, man, if people were smart enough to use this app the way that they should be able to, they would be absolutely fucking dangerous. Like, absolutely dangerous. But of course, it's a bunch of Zoomers and all that who just want to be influencers and want to be the next Jake Paul, Logan Paul's. I don't know any big Vine or old Vine stars that are now TikTok stars. I don't know any more of those. If they knew how to use these apps correctly, they would be a dangerous fucking force to be reckoned with. And I am all for this. I am all for using social media to bring people together is what I wanted to do. I want people to come together and be able to actually focus on a common enemy. And we all know the common enemy is the government. Like that's not even like a hot take anymore. I know my old co-host Draven, he said, "Oh, you're putting on your tinfoil hat. You're talking about the U.S. government." And I'm like, it's not even a tinfoil hat anymore. It's not even a tinfoil hat conspiracy. It literally, they do this all the time. They make it clear that they fucking hate us. They want us apart. And this is a start. Banning TikTok is definitely a start to getting us divided more as a country. Because where's it going to end? It's not going to end with TikTok. Once they see that they can ban TikTok and they can bully a company into closing its doors or bringing over its right to America, they're not going to stop with that. The next, it will be X. I don't care what anybody says. If they offered Elon Musk a good portion of fucking money, he would sell it. He would sell it to the highest bidder, and then we would just go back to the government being able to run what we can say. And once the government has taken away everybody's right to say what they want to say, we're fucked. We are fucked with a capital PH. Why? Because we are no longer able to speak our mind on what we want to say. We are no longer able to communicate with people across the country who view the world the same way that we do. We are going to have to stay in a small little area or go back to how they did back in the old days and just go to bars. Go to bars and communicate with people who, in lesser words, have the same ideology that we have. And I think that's going to kill us. That's going to kill us because since the pandemic in 2020, we really don't go out anymore. Like a lot of people don't go out to bars or talk to each other. There's a lot of disdain. And I know the internet doesn't help that a lot. Like the online discourse doesn't really fucking help that as much as you want it to. But we're kind of just going to have to give the tools that we're given. And another bad thing with TikTok, I do got to put this out here, is the harassment, is the online harassment. Like I thought X was bad. I thought Twitter was bad when it came to like people harassing, but yeah, TikTok is bad with it. Like I said, if it was not for the fact that we do not have a lot of places to go to share like-minded opinions or like-minded thoughts with our fellow man, with our fellow countrymen, without going to bars and stuff, I would say, yeah, absolutely, ban that fucking app. Ban it. I don't care. It's making people dumber. But this is one of those times where I may not like it, but for the right reasons, and if the right people can do it, I think it is a good idea, and I think everybody should fight against this ban happening. Because the moment that they sign the bill or sign anything that says, hey, TikTok is no longer available to anybody, it's no longer available to anyone inside of the U.S., outside of the U.S., anywhere it's not available, we are, in the most definite terms, fucked. Because that is one way that the government sees that they can take what little freedom of speech that we have right now, because you can lie to my face, you can look at me dead in my shit and tell me we have freedom of speech here in America. We do not. We have freedom of whatever the fuck the government thinks is right for us to have. And letting them ban an app simply because they know that the truth can be put out there without, it not being taken down that fast. They know it's a dangerous tool, and I want people to learn how to use this tool that they are given. I want them to look at the social media apps you have on your phone and don't view them as a way to, I don't know. I use social media apps for stupid shit, so I can't be the bastion of what this goes off of, but you can use these apps to find like-minded individuals. Don't give a fuck what anybody says. Don't go out of your way to look for people that say, oh, if you're a chud, stay away from the left, or you don't like, no. Find people that you share a commonality with. Because that is the point of these. Stop making it bullshit, okay? Stop making it things that we have, that we don't need to, we do not need to like separate ourselves any farther than what we're doing. Okay? We are already separating ourselves enough. Don't let the government take away another thing that could divide us more than what is already happening. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Podcast Daddy Variety Show. I appreciate you so much for giving it a listen. As always, I am your host, the Podcast Daddy. If you want to follow my slow descent into madness every day, you can go to x.com/enoughsnuff, and that's where you can find me. So, as always, we're coming back. This is the grand revitalization. We are coming back. New episodes every Wednesday. That's the main goal. Every Wednesday at about, if I'm feeling frisky, about, I'd say earliest in the morning. Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning is the best you can expect them. It all depends on when Anchor and all of that decides that it wants to work with me. So, everybody, have a good day. Have a great night. And as always, please, for the love of God, keep your balls clean.